Hello, welcome back to Taniel Tries. I am Taniel Mustafa, a lifestyle reporter for metrouk, and I'm going to be bringing you reviews of beauty products and beauty trends. So this week is quite exciting. If you follow beauty TikTok, you will be no stranger to the Jones Road What the Foundation. This foundation it caused an absolute storm on TikTok. If you are new to this, Jones Road is a new beauty brand, relatively new beauty brand by Bobbi Brown. It's her latest venture since she left the actual brand Bobbi Brown. And I'm just going to show you a bit about what this looks like. I've actually already given it a wear test, so I can give you my full thoughts in this review. Don't know if you just heard that, but it's in quite a heavy glass. When you put it down, it does make quite a noise. It is quite heavy. It's not the most travel friendly for that reason. But initially this launched in the US and loads of American influencers were reacting quite strongly, either loving it or hating it at the time of its release. Now it's officially launched in the UK, and I'm going to give a very honest perspective. I don't think this is a foundation that gets an insane reaction either way. I just think it's a decent foundation. So the first time I used this, I applied it with my fingers. I've been sent a brush by the brand, so I'm going to do one half of my face with fingers and the other half with the brush, see if I can get any difference that way. But all I'm doing is actually just putting my finger in. That's quite a lot of product, actually, you really don't need that much. And just blending it in. I've got the shade beige. It's a pretty good match for my skin tone, as you can see. So I've now applied it one layer with just fingers on this half of my face. I don't think I look too different, but I think you can tell a difference. There's some slight redness here in this part of my face that's been cancelled out here. But it's still very natural looking. You can see here, like, my spot is still very visible. It hasn't done anything to conceal that. I will definitely still need to use concealer, especially in my under eyes and areas like that with this foundation. So for someone that likes a really natural look and more of a tint than a foundation, I think you'll enjoy it in this perspective. It's very natural looking, very skin-like, gives a nice healthy sheen. But if you want coverage, you don't really get it with this. You can go in for a second layer, and I will do in a moment, but it doesn't give you that much more. It's more just something to really even out the canvas slightly. Okay, so I've now put two layers on, and this half of the face I've applied it with the brush. I'm not gonna lie, I much prefer it with fingers. It was a bit streaky when I finished putting this on, and I had to sort of use my fingers to tap out and fix the streaks. So I definitely think this performs better with fingers. And that is partly due to the consistency. This is very oil heavy. And part of the controversy on TikTok before was that this formula can separate because it is quite dense in oil. And it just needs to be mixed up in order to get the formula working back as normal. For that reason though, I don't think this is going to do too well on oily skin. I have quite dry skin, and even I don't really like the feeling of something quite heavy in oil. You know, this has been sat on my face for a few minutes now and I can still feel it. It's not heavy, but I can feel there's a slight tack to it. It doesn't fully dry down. Having said that, the fact this is launching in the UK just in time for the cold winter, I think is perfect, because this is the kind of foundation that will play really well at this time of year when your skin just needs that extra moisture boost and a bit more of a barrier like oil, you know, when you're going out against the elements and it's a really windy day. I'm just taking you in for a closer look now. I have some concealer under my eyes and on that spot I mentioned there, and it blends in perfectly fine with this foundation formula. So overall, I like it. I definitely don't think it's as divisive as TikTok might have had you believe some months ago. But I do think it is suited to a very specific skin type. If you're very oily, if you like lots of coverage, you're not going to find this comfortable. Equally, if you like things to set down on the face, you're not going to like the way this feels. It does have a tackiness to it, and I personally don't love that too much. But I do think as we go into winter, as I have dry skin, it is a foundation that I will be getting use out of. And I think for particularly people with mature skin that is more likely to be dry, as that's one of the symptoms of the menopause, for example, that might be a very good product to help combat those issues. Shade-wise, as it's a skin tint, one shade is going to work across a lot of skin tones, so I think we're okay there. Overall, I like it. I don't love it. I think it's great for this upcoming season, and I just think do a bit of research. Just be sure about whether or not your skin type complements this, and give it a go. It's a really nice product.